Hello everybody, I hope you're all well. I found the box that I bought my Snark in, my Snark Tuner the other day, and I went to throw it away, and as I was emptying the stuff out, I found this. A guitar pick. Now, it seems pretty alright, it's got some stuff stuck to it so it doesn't get lost, and I'm sure I will lose it because it is a guitar pick. But it reminded me of a question that I asked so much. There's a long debate that you get a lot amongst a lot of bass players. Can you play bass with a pick? Yes. Just yes, you can. Yeah, look, I'm doing it now. A lot of bass players look down on other bass players for playing with a pick for the one reason of that looks like a guitarist playing a bass. That looks like a bass player. I think that's the only logic behind it. Now, you don't even have to stop there. It's what type of pick you can play. I mean, let's say this Snark is a 78 plastic with a slightly grippy bit. You can play with a metal pick. This sounds really good on acoustic guitar. Bit scratchy for bass. You've got these Dava Flexi picks. These are really nice. I've got this Proplec De Andre jazz pick. Now most of these I use on guitar, not bass. In fact, if you were to ask me, I tend not to play bass with a pick. So I'm a little bit of a hypocrite here, but that's mostly because I haven't sat down and spent the time learning to play with a pick. Now when I play guitar, I can play with a pick no problem. That's what I tend to prefer. The problem with bass is you get a lot more resistance, and if you have if your technique isn't great, you can cause yourself some damage. And often when I play with a pick, I play too hard, it starts to ache on my thumb. Now, I will always take a pick to a gig, but I mean, I've done times before when I'm playing Motorhead, you know. Yeah, and when it comes to 3 minutes into that song, that constant gets really hard to do. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of bass players that could do that no problem because they've practiced and they've learned that kind of way. The downside for me is I've never set the time aside to learn with a pick. So that's something I might need to look at in the future, that if I get a gig which requires that sort of real picky sound, not necessarily just the fast stuff, just the more classic stuff, I could probably play that with a pick because it's not as heavy on the hand. It's an extra string to your bow, essentially, to use a musical term about a musical term, I guess. There is no reason why you shouldn't play with a pick. All I would say is if you play with fingers, play with a pick from time to time, and if you play with a pick, play with fingers from time to time. Try and be as diverse with it. You know, same if you play guitar. If you play just with a pick, try playing with your fingers, because there'll be a time when you can't quite get that sort of polyphonic sound on a guitar with a pick. And much the same the other way around, that you might not get that sort of sound with fingers that you might want to get with a pick. So there's always about broadening the range of sounds that you can get out of one instrument. I do, however, have myself a Harley fund, and I put all my picks in here. Even if I don't use them, I have picks of all sorts of shapes, sizes, thicknesses, including I even have the pick of destiny. Probably should use that more often, really. And yeah, I keep them all in there. And I don't really why. It's a collection of things. I've got some band picks in here. I've got some picks that happen to have my name on somewhere. I think I got them for a Christmas present. I've got picks that are made out of my old bank cards. Don't look at that. Don't know if you can steal my identity with half a picture. So yeah, that's basically it. Now, I'm always looking to add to my Harley fund as well, so if anybody here has any suggestions of good picks to use that are good for bass, that are really nice, I mean, if they're solid, I know a lot of people like a nice hard pick, some people like a nice soft pick, anything like that that will add to different sounds I could have and different sounds you could have, write it all in the comments below, because it'd be good to hear what you've got to say about it. But as it is at the moment, I don't really have much use for these picks other than maybe tipping them out and making a pretty thumbnail. So we'll give that a go. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for now. yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and I'm just going to just pour this out on the floor and make it look pretty. That was really disappointing, and now I've got to go pick them all up.